Hello, hello, hello. It is Thursday night again, and welcome to Queen's Table. Tonight we have a very special guest. Hello, Georgia. How are you?
Hello. I'm all good, thank you. How are you?
Very good. The weeks are flying by, though, aren't they?
It's going way
Just,
too quick. I can't believe we're in March already.
I know, but isn't there such good news this week? It's literally like all these new dates for pageants popping up. So I feel really excited and really positive. How about you?
I have already got all these dates in my diary. This time around with pageants, I can finally drive. So it means I can go to so many more events, which I'm so excited about. Like, honestly, when I passed my test, I thought, amazing, I can go to so many places. And I went to two places. I went to Charlotte to get my photos done, and I went to judge Teeny Pageant, which was like amazing because it was all socially distant. It was incredible, and it gave me a proper nice taster ready for like when pageants actually come back.
I know it's just getting so exciting now, isn't it? I mean, I must admit, I had my diary out earlier, and it's all starting to fill up. I'm like, yay! So, could you tell everybody? Oh, Harriet, hi Harriet, hi. She says,
Hey,
hey Queen. She
Harriet.
says, hi Harriet. Could you tell
Hello.
everyone what your title is at the moment? Hi
So
Melissa.
I'm the current Miss Diamond Leicester. So I'll be competing for the Miss Diamond United Kingdom crown in August. Um, I've actually been a finalist for 2 years soon, which is
Wow.
crazy.
That's awesome, isn't it? 2 years, is it really? Blimey. That's
Yes.
about right. Because I remember watching the old Diamond finals and the last one, and that was, yeah, it was, wasn't it? That's quite, is it
Mhm.
2 years ago? Wow.
Yeah.
Jessica's just said, a clangy shoot puts such a spring in your step.
And
Yes, it
obviously
does.
I saw Jessica there as well. We had a quick meeting while we were there, which was so nice. It was nice to see some like pageant faces as well.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? It's just getting really exciting now. It's nice to have something positive. We've had such a hard year, all of us. I just can't wait to see everyone in person and just go and support everyone. And I
I
just
know.
cannot wait.
I can't wait to be
So,
cheering everyone on.
I know. I'm going to be like, yeah! It's going to be brilliant. So, what's made you choose the Diamond system? What, made you go for that one?
So I was actually competing at a system before Diamond, and I loved every minute of it. I worked so hard. I put as much as I could into it. I placed second runner up, and I was a little bit disheartened, which everyone feels disheartened at some points, especially if they've put everything, their whole into everything they've done. And I kind of felt like I didn't want to compete again. I was feeling a little bit lost. Um, and I had about a little bit of a month break where I thought, right, I'm just going to see what happens. And I actually went to watch the Diamond finals that year. So it wasn't when Lucy, Sophia, Sonia, all of them were crowned, but it was the year before with Natalie Nason and Chloe and all the amazing girls, which was amazing. And I loved it. And the system to me just really stood out. And I've watched so many girls, especially Lucy Rayner, who went back and back and back and eventually walked away with that sash and crown on her head. And it just made me think, this is the system for me. And I signed up, and it's something I've never looked back on. I just feel like it's part of the family, and it's been an amazing 2 years, and I honestly can't wait for August now to hopefully just to see what happens and see everyone and have the best weekend ever.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Hannah Golding's put such a hard-working queen. Can't wait to see a crown on your head.
Oh,
But I must
Hannah.
admit, you are such a hard worker. I tell you what, every day I see you doing something. It's amazing. Hello, Rach.
Hi,
Definitely deserves a
Ray.
crown on her head, everyone says. Hi, Hannah, as well. I
Yeah.
hope you're both well. But yeah, so tell me a bit about your run up. You've had 2 years. I mean, I know you work incredibly hard because I've taken part in some of the things you've done online and things like that. But just walk us through it. Just tell us, what you've been doing to raise money and what you've been doing on the lead up to this final.
Of course. So, like I say, it's nearly been 2 years. I still remember my first appearance. I had the most pristine sash. It was so gold and black, and it was beautiful. And it doesn't look like that anymore. Um, and it was at the Miss Beauty UK finals, which was amazing. I travelled down. I think it was about a 3-hour journey. It was incredible. It was so good. Obviously, I went to loads of different appearances. Well, as many as I could. Like I say, I wasn't driving, so I had to rely on public transport quite a lot. And where I am in Leicester, there's not always a lot going on. And I tried my hardest to do as much in my local community as possible. Um, it was sometimes a lot nicer to go to other places and meet new people as well. Um, and then obviously, well, I went to Ireland. That's something that really stands out to me. I've never ever been to Ireland before, and I was really lucky enough to go with Tina and Danny, my directors, as well as Stacey Darlington, Rach, Lucy. There was loads of us, and it was so amazing. We went to a charity pageant. We watched it. Diamond were actually sponsors, so it was an amazing weekend. We were there for 3 days, I think, and I got to see some of the sites as well, which obviously was incredible. And then obviously COVID hit, and I feel like everyone's world kind of just came crashing down, and I think everyone was kind of stuck with what they were going to do and how they were going to utilize social media to fundraise and to get their title out there. And to be quite honest with you, COVID was kind of a blessing for me because that's where I've raised pretty much all of my fundraising money. Before COVID, I was lucky enough to do the PJ party with Chloe Rose Adkin, and I also held my live pageant, Miss Knott's Beauty. So they were great to help with a bit of fundraising. But I've raised nearly £2,000 in lockdown by doing online pageants. Online pageants and photo competitions. But online pageants have been my main thing. It's been a year now of me doing online pageants. I've done one every single month. I don't know how I've done them because they are so hard work. But it makes me so happy to see everyone like get a little prize, like even if it's a medal, and just seeing the little ones' faces, especially like when they get their medals through and getting the photos sent, it just means a lot. So that's pretty much what I've done for charity. And obviously, in the meantime, been supporting other people's charities as well, donating and entering other people's pageants, trying to keep myself busy.
Oh, you've done absolutely amazing. But congratulations, £2,000 is an amazing amount of money. Could you tell me what charity that you're raising money for?
Yeah, so the two charities that we support with Diamond are the Samaritans and Wellbeing of Women. So all of that money will go with me to the Diamond finals and will be split between both charities. But more recently, I've now started to fundraise for my own, well, a charity local to me. I know it as the Foxes Foundation. A lot of people know this about me, but I'm a huge Leicester City supporter, and I know Hannah Golding. I know you're going to hate me, but I am. And the Foxes Foundation is the Leicester City Football Club official charity. It's now been renamed after the chairman, who unfortunately lost his life in a helicopter crash after one of the matches. But the charity does a lot for our local community, so to the local hospitals and the schools and little community projects. And because I've raised so much for the Samaritans and Wellbeing of Women, that still continue. I wanted to be a little bit closer to home, that I can help out more in my local community and do a little bit more around here.
That's really good. I mean, I think it's amazing. You raise money for charities that you're really passionate about, but it's really nice to have some close to your heart that are close to home as well, because it's nice because all the local people can get involved and things like that. So yeah, it's always such a good thing. So so do you support any other charities as well? Is it just those ones? You just those three, or do you support more?
Yeah, they are the main three charities that I do support. Previously, I have supported the Leicester Hospitals Trust as well, as part of my which I get into. They've really helped me a lot, especially the past year or so. So they're a charity that I've definitely fundraised for and supported along the way as well, and that obviously still has a massive place in my heart. Um, little wink. But yeah, so they're the main charities that do support, and the ones that I will continue supporting throughout my pageant journey.
That's really, really good. That's so lovely. So what's your current platform? What's your main platform that you do?
So my platform is educating others, specifically on young adults, about the importance of the heart. Um, so about it was a, so it'll be 2 years this November that I was actually diagnosed with a heart condition called SVT, which is a short version. It's called supraventricular tachycardia. I was really, really poorly. I was actually at work, and my heart rate was beating ridiculously fast, and I felt really, really poorly. But I just carried on with it because I'd experienced things like it before. So I just thought, oh, it's just not. 6 hours had passed and it was still. So I called my mum to come and pick me up. We drove home. Had to stop off on the way home because I felt like I was going to be sick. I really didn't feel very well. We got home. I kind of stumbled up to my bedroom. I didn't really have much coordination, and I laid on my bed. Mum called 111 after about another hour, and she said that's something that she really wishes she'd done a bit sooner. But the ambulance came within 5-10 minutes, and I was taken to hospital. My heart rate at this point had actually gone back to a normal rate, but because they had to do bloods and they could see that like what had triggered it in my system. They couldn't confirm that it was SVT straight away. It probably about a month or so, and like these like tachycardia, the fast beats, were ongoing for that whole month. I was pretty much having it every single day. I got put on medication, which was bisoprolol and flecainide, which is quite a strong medication. And I mean, I was 22 at the time, and I was on the highest dosage, which was quite scary, and it wasn't helping at all. They then managed to catch it on an echo. I think that's what they're called. And yeah, they caught the fast heart rate. It was actually going at like 270 beats per minute, which was crazy. They tried everything like lifting up my legs to kind of get like air into me and things like that, but it just didn't work. So I went to hospital. I had my heart reset, stuff like that. The good news is I have had an operation. I'm no longer on medication. I'm fine. But to me, it's really important because I had no idea. And I mean, I've been really lucky to actually connect so many people who I've never met in my life that experience the same sort of symptoms and have now been treated for the same thing. So it shows that I'm doing something right, and I'm kind of doing what my was set out to do, which is amazing. I've been really lucky to newspapers, radios, and I'm actually going to be in the newspaper again in the next couple of days, which is really exciting. Just to talk a little bit more about my recovery, really.
Oh, yeah. Harriet's just got it right there. She said you're such an inspiration. You really are. Because at a young age must have been so frightening for you to go through all that. But I'm so happy that you are. You know, you've had an operation and you are sort of getting better. The thing is it's really good that you connect to other people that have had the same experience. Annabelle's just said you're doing amazing. But yeah, no, oh bless you. That is quite a story, isn't it? But so yeah, so you're in your early 20s when all that happened. You know, I mean, were you frightened at all? I mean, how did your family feel? They must have been absolutely terrified.
I mean, the whole reason that we actually got me checked was because a couple of months before my uncle actually had a heart attack, and his heart stopped for 90 minutes. He's absolutely okay. Like, it's crazy, but he's normal and he shouldn't be, but he's absolutely fine. Um, so that was kind of the reason that we got it checked. So everyone was really worried, and obviously it was a really scary time because we didn't know the trigger. I was taken off medication. I had to cut out caffeine. I had to change my life pretty much. Everyone that knows me knows I love McDonald's, and I'll happily admit that I could eat McDonald's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I know people will disagree with me, but I can't help it. I had to cut out all of that. I had to cut out chocolate. I literally drank water and ate fruit and veg for pretty much a year. And I really don't like fruit and veg.
Oh, bless
So
him. Like, now I want
that was
McDonald's and
pretty
chocolate. I want McDonald's and chocolate. Rach and Jessica.
um,
Jessica said, "You're so inspiring. Well done, superstar." And Rachel's put, "My fighting warrior queen." So that's absolutely lovely. No, you are an absolute superstar for sure, definitely. So, with your, what gave you the idea to come up with your Miss Beauty? What started your sort of idea for your online pageants that you do?
so obviously I was really lucky before COVID to hold Miss/Mr. Knott's Beauty. I co-hosted it with another Diamond girl, and I kind of wanted to think of something that could push my fundraising. I wanted something not different because obviously there's so many online pageants going off at the minute and so many things like that. But I wanted something that I could put something into and kind of bring some extra awards in and award people for doing their own things, for doing good in their community too. I think my first pageant had about 10 entries. It really didn't start off well. Um, they really didn't start off well at all. But I kept at it. I co-hosted some with other people and split the funds. And my most recent pageant actually raised £500. So it goes to show you just have to stick at it and you will fundraise and you will get there. So I kind of just wanted to do something also that I could continue doing. I kind of knew that COVID would be around for a while, so it was something that I could do each month that would bring in a little bit of fundraising, and I would have been happy with £50 a month. Every little helps, but I just wanted to carry on doing it, and it gave me something to do during lockdown when I was out of work. That was my focus, my pageants, getting that sorted and getting as many entries as possible.
And yeah, how did you feel when one of them made £500? You must have been delighted. That shows hard work and dedication, doesn't it? That must
It
have
was
just felt so
amazing.
good. Oh,
It
well
really
done.
was.
That's incredible. That's so good. And you put, like, I know we've had a hard year and stuff, but you've taken that year where everyone's had a really hard year and you've just made something so positive out of it, which is just an incredible thing to do because you've raised so much money and you've just stayed positive the whole way. So congratulations. That's incredible.
Thank you.
I'll ask you a few little fun questions now because I like these at the end. So, what is your favourite round in pageants and why?
I'd have to say interview. It's a bit different to other people, but I have so much to talk about. I probably bore the judges to death, but I have so much to talk about that I just love to for people to get to know little bits about me. I'm not the typical person. Like I say, I will literally once the football's back on, you will catch me at King Power Stadium with a pie, chanting, cheering on, like, and
I love it
that's just
with a
me.
pie.
The thing is that a lot of people will back me up here on the weekends when Leicester play. I get way too into it. I put my Leicester shirt on. I'm sending Snapchats like, "What's just happened?" I get so into it, and I don't think people expect that from me.
Oh, that's amazing. That is so good. Just to remind everyone, while we were talking about obviously fundraising ideas and everything, a bit later on, have you done Clubhouse yet? Have you been over to Clubhouse?
I
It's really,
haven't.
really good. But Pageantland have got a Clubhouse on tonight at 8:15, and they're talking all about fundraising ideas. They always have like a special guest on, special speakers, and different topics every week. So that's 8:15 after here. So that's going to be really, really good fun. I'm really looking forward to that. But I would recommend it. It's great. You know, you could get all these rooms
Yeah.
about talking about pageant little things and, you know, all sorts, any topic. You can go on there and just type it in, and getting quite into it actually. It's quite good fun. So yeah. So going back to appearances, what would you say has been your favourite outstanding appearance, the one that stands out more than anything over the years of doing pageant?
Um. Oh, that's a tough one. Um. I mean, a couple of years ago, I was in a music video for a band. Um.
Cool.
The Vamps, which was amazing. That was quite a good appearance opportunity because I was really lucky to kind of share my experience with them. But that was a long time ago. I think my more recent one would probably be the Footprints Charity Cup, which I went to ages ago, and the Hollyoaks cast were there. Now, that's not just anything, but I actually went to like a kind of after party thing so they had the after party like charity fundraiser after the football match. So I was mingling with all the Hollyoaks cast wearing my sash, and I was thinking, this is the life.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you a big Hollyoaks fan? You do enjoy a bit of Hollyoaks?
Well, the thing is, I used to watch it, but I've not watched it for years. But all the people that were there were the ones that I used to watch. Like, there's the one that I used to watch when he was a little boy and he had like loads of curly hair, and he's like my age now. And I was thinking, oh, what's happened here? Because you've grown up.
We've just all grown. What's happened here? Like, yeah, that's it. I mean, I must admit, I probably wouldn't
Honestly,
know any of them because I think I watched Hollyoaks maybe once, maybe about 10 years ago. I'm not actually sure, so I probably wouldn't know the cast. But if it's something you really like watching, it must be quite good to actually be there. It's
oh
quite
yeah,
exciting, isn't it? So, like mingling with your sash and everything.
definitely.
So,
It was
with
amazing.
pageants, what year did you get into pageants? Did you do any before Diamond? Have you been doing them for quite a few years, or?
So I went to Trade Show Live with my sister and my mum, back in like 2015, and a Miss England at the time came up to me and kind of like scouted me for the Miss England heat. So I actually started my pageants with Miss England. I was Miss Hinkley 2015, and so I went to like the quarterfinals. I won the quarterfinals. Then I went to the semi-finals. So that was my first pageant. I had no idea what I was doing, literally no clue. I think my dress was like £20. It was not flattering at all. It looked absolutely hideous on me, and I don't know why anybody let me leave and to go onto that stage looking the way I did, but I did. Um, so yeah,
I can completely understand. I've been there. I've been there. I think your first one, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's fine. It's good. You look back at
honestly,
pictures of your
it's a
first one,
nightmare.
though. Yeah, you can look back, can't you, on your first one and sort of now, and you're like, oh, yeah, that looks a little bit different. But it's all good fun. So yeah, so you started in 2015.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
and
just kind of
I did like I did a couple after that. I stayed with Miss England for a little bit, like just doing. But obviously that took up quite a lot of time. I actually did Yemi. I was really, really, really poorly. I'd actually, I think I'd fainted a couple of days before, and I had the biggest bruise here on my chin, and I had a cast on my arm, I'd sprained my arm. I was so poorly. And then I did Miss Paragon, and I think that's all I've done. I might be wrong. Um, they're what I can remember doing, and then I've done obviously some charity pageants and things like that along the way as well. But I've always tried to have like a whole year to focus and to be able to put as much as possible. And obviously this time I've had 2 years, so
I know 2 years for a lead up. It's going to be like an explosion, like 2 years of preparation for a pageant. When it actually happens, just think how you're going to feel. Think how everyone's going to feel. I think the atmosphere is going to be electric, isn't it? Everyone's just like, wow! I mean, the first
it'll
one
be
when we're all allowed
amazing.
out again, we're all just going to be crazy, aren't we? That night, we're running around like, oh! So yeah, but it's been
And we'll all
so
be able to
great.
hug.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm such a hugger and I can't wait to hug everyone again. I'm going to be literally, I do virtual hugs, but it's not the same, is it? But I just think when everything opens up again, I just can't wait to see everyone face to face because well, hopefully we won't experience anything like this again in our lifetimes because it's been, very hard, but in a way, there's a lot of positive things come out of it. I always think if something happens like that, always try and look at the glass half full
Mhm.
than half empty. And you certainly have done that. You've absolutely smashed it in this whole lockdown.
Thank you.
So, right, my darling, listen, it's so lovely to have spoken with you tonight. You're an
And you.
absolute star. Yeah, it's been amazing. I cannot thank you enough for coming on. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, thank you. So on next week's show for Pageantland, we have the lovely Sarah Lane, UK's National Miss Classic Newcastle. So really looking forward to having you on, Sarah. That'd be lovely. So again, like I said earlier, at 8:15, if you are on Clubhouse or even if you're not, if anyone wants any invites, I've got some. Pop over to Clubhouse for How to Be a Beauty Queen. It's on at 8:15. And tonight, the guests are speaking about, and you can get involved as well, fundraising ideas. So definitely get involved with that. It's fabulous. So just jump over now, quarter of an hour, grab a cup of tea, and then jump over. Anyway, thank you, everybody, so much. It's been lovely again for Queen's Table, and I will see you all next week.